America is being forced to talk to Iran. Israel is being forced to digest that reality. And Pakistan's ruling structure is preparing to misunderstand the whole story in the most Pakistani way possible by converting temporary international relevance into a permanent domestic power certificate. Welcome to Fourth Floor Post English. The world is moving. Power centers are shifting. America is recalculating. Israel is panicking. Iran is extracting as much as it can. China is preparing for the next routes. And here in Pakistan, the same old minds are looking at the global earthquake and thinking, maybe now we can do another amendment. Maybe now we can take more money from the provinces. Maybe now we can go grab more land such as Karachi, such as Gwadar. Maybe now we can break PTI altogether, finish PTI altogether. Maybe now we can run the whole country directly, the whole centralization. Meaning the world is changing and our genius class is still trying to save the old furniture. Look at Trump. After all the threats, statements, drama, the Israeli pressure, he is returning to the same point where logic was standing from the day one and where I was shouting the same thing. America needs a window with Iran. It needs normalization. It needs straight open. It needs oil markets calm. It needs the world to stop panicking. And most importantly, it needs to reduce the shock that is coming to the American order. That is why the language has changed. Suddenly, Khamenei is not just a villain in American script. Suddenly, Trump is saying he respects him. Suddenly, he may meet him. Suddenly, he is professional. Suddenly, he has the same allegations as once Trump had. The same Iran that was being abused is now being treated as reality. The same Hezbollah that was supposed to be erased is now becoming the part of regional equation with Iran behind the back. This is not morality, this is power. America is slowly admitting that Iran's regime is not going anywhere right now. Iran's regional influence is now not disappearing right now. And if America wants a way out, it has to talk to the people it once wanted to break. And this is exactly where Israel's problem begins. Not Israel's, but Netanyahu's. For decades, American Middle East policy was almost completely seen through the Israeli eye. But now two centers are visible in the region, Israel and Iran. Israel wanted Iran isolated, humiliated, weakened, and preferably broken. Instead, Iran has survived the storm and is now sitting in a position where America is looking for a window with Iran. This does not mean that Iran has won everything, but it does mean that Israel has not achieved what it wanted. That is why Netanyahu is behaving like a spoiler and is continuing to behave like one. His job now is simple: derail the process, stretch the war, occupy whatever land he can, create facts on the ground in Gaza and Lebanon. Whatever he has acquired, he wants that. And somehow force Arabs and Muslim world to recognize Israel under the Abraham Accords. But America wants normalization. Netanyahu wants permanent emergency. America wants channel with Iran, and Netanyahu wants the channel destroyed before it stabilizes. America wants breathing space. Netanyahu wants the war machine alive till November elections in Israel, because his own politics will die and he might end up in jail. And this crack is not small. When an American president publicly shows frustration with Israeli president, when American public opinion starts turning against Israel, you saw the Congress, they stopped the war. When even parts of the American system appear tired of Israeli overreach, look at the Pentagon talking about penetration of Israeli spies in Pentagon. And then this is not just about one man. It means the whole old American-Israeli certainty has been damaged. Maybe not destroyed, but damaged enough that even Israel's friends are now thinking beyond Netanyahu. Pakistan's role in this story was interesting. Pakistan did play a role. This was not some grand moment where the world suddenly discovered Pakistan's diplomatic genius. Pakistan was useful because Pakistan could be placed in the middle to create pressure, especially pressure on Israel. If some other regional actor has been used, Israel could have attacked, threatened, or derailed the whole process much more easily. Pakistan is not that easy for Israel to hit directly, especially when America itself is not fully behind the Israeli escalation. So yes, Pakistan got the stage. Mohsen Naqvi is in Iran. Final drafts, possible MOUs, understanding indirect channels, all of this matters. But let us not fool ourselves. Once America and Iran open a direct window, America will prefer one-on-one talks with Iran. It will not keep Pakistan permanently sitting in the middle like some VIP broker of some new world order. Pakistan was useful for a phase. After that, the real players will sit directly. And after an Iran-American understanding, Pakistan's old relevance will shrink. The Iran route will not remain the same, and in terms of China, not in terms of America. If America and Iran open a direct channel, then Pakistan's value changes in terms of America. And then the next battlefield becomes minerals, rare earth, China, Europe, America, new routes, Gwadar, CPEC, Afghanistan, and security penetration. See, America has a real problem. China dominates rare earth supply chains. Europe knows this too. So naturally, Pakistan's mineral potential becomes attractive to the West, Europe and America. But China also knows this too. China will not sit quietly and allow Pakistan's minerals future to become an American or European playground. So China will enter through the easiest gate in Pakistan, security. And this is why Afghanistan matters. This is why Russian movements matters. This is why China's terrorism language matters. This is why people who are suddenly talking about security structures, SCO militarization, Russia-Afghanistan links, China-Pakistan coordination and military coordination and the western border. China does not need a favorite politician in Pakistan or the favorite person in Pakistan. China does not care who sits on the throne as long as the state functions. But China needs stability. It needs clear routes. It needs Gwadar. It needs CPEC. It needs access. It needs India's influence blocked in terms of terrorism in Pakistan. And it needs Pakistan not to become an anti-China mineral platform above all. But here's the joke. Our system thinks China will behave like in America. The same old structure, the same old way, the military way. The China will have guarantees to the China will give guarantees to the personalities, but influence quietly and tolerate internal dysfunction as long as the right people say the right things. No, that will not happen. China may be practical. China may deal with whoever has power. China may even use the same security gate that America used for decades. But China needs a functioning state. It cannot expand through a collapsing one. And what are we offering China? Budget crisis, inflation, terrorism, Baltistan unrest, KP anger, Sindh resentment, AJK, Azad Jammu Kashmir confusion, GB, Gilgit Baltistan manipulation, and federally government that looks politically dead before it has even understood the storm. See, this government is finished in the political terms. There's nothing left in there except optics, press conferences, imported praises, and blame game rehearsals. See, inflation is rising, the budget is shaking, IMF pressure is there. The finance minister has become the easiest target. Despite everybody knows this economic failure is not just one minister's fault. It is the failure of the whole management project, the whole project of establishment. See, after the budget, they will start blaming each other. I'm telling you, your fault, my fault, his fault, their fault. But the truth is simple. The economic model has failed because it never attached to the political legitimacy. It was spreadsheet placed on the top of broken state. Now the center wants centralization, more centralization. Establishment wants more centralization, more money. But instead of reducing its own burden, its own expenses, They want it from the provinces. BISP became one possible route. Bilawal refused it. Pakistan People's Party refused it. NFC pressure was there. Karachi and coastal belt debates are being pushed. ICT province ideas are being floated. Strategic areas, coastal lines, federal territories are being thought as merged into one province. All of these things sound technical, but the direction is political, centralization. And under the whole centralization facade, all they want is Karachi. Argument is, Pakistan People's Party destroyed Karachi. Pakistan People's Party destroyed whole Sindh, first of all. Nobody living in Sindh needs a lecture on Pakistan People's Party's corruption. But the real question is, who kept Pakistan People's Party alive? Who kept MQM alive? Who maintained the Pakistan People's Party MQM balance for decades? Who made sure Karachi politics and the rural Sindh politics never merged into a single Sindh-wide political force? Who benefited from this linguistic divide? Who allowed the corruption to become the management tool? Karachi's destruction is not just Pakistan People's Party. Pakistan People's Party is one part of the story, a big part, but not the whole story. MQM, federal neglect, establishment management, criminal networks, fake mandates, controlled mayors, and the deliberate political fragmentations are all part of it. And now the same people who impose these tools are saying, look, these tools have failed, so give us Karachi to us. No, sir. Karachi is not Punjab. Karachi will not magically become Lahore because Islamabad takes control. Punjab gets federal development because the pain of Punjab is felt by establishment. Karachi's pain is used by establishment. There is a difference. And this fantasy that Karachi will be fixed if it goes under the federation is another shortcut. The same shortcut mentality that damaged Balochistan, the same shortcut mentality is now being pushed into KP, GB, Azad Jammu Kashmir and Sindh. Different regions, different histories, different grievances. But the center's answers to all of this is always the same: more control. In GB, PTI's independents are creating panic. Usually, GB elections happen quite quietly. Whoever is in Islamabad forms the government there with always like this. But this time, the pre-election pressure itself is showing fear, because even independent linked PTI can disturb the planned structure. If they do Form 47 again here too, people will know. People always know who they voted for. You can change the result, but you can not erase the memory of the vote. In Azad Jammu and Kashmir, the situation is even more dangerous. When an Awami Action Committee, the Kashmiri people, is demanding rights, are being treated like terrorist-linked group. These were the same people who Pakistani state did an agreement to complete their demands, but they did not. And now we are linking them to terrorists. Whose narrative are we strengthening here? India's. When Kashmiris are told they are anti-state for demanding representation, what exactly are we doing? We are weakening our own Kashmir position. See, Modi changed the structure of Kashmir in 2019 to dilute the Kashmiri identity. And now, if we start treating Kashmiri political assertion as terrorism in our side, then what is the difference in logic? We are giving India arguments on a plate and then wondering why the world does not understand our Kashmir cause. I mean, this is not governance, this is strategic stupidity with official protocol. And the KP. The system thinks maybe a forward block can be created. Maybe provincial government can be broken. Maybe PTI can be pushed out of the system. Maybe governor rule can be imposed. Maybe Danda will work. But this is not 1999. This is not Egypt. This is not Myanmar. Pakistan's demographics are completely different. Its regions are different. Its anger is different. Its political memory is different. You cannot copy-paste the same authoritarian models onto a country that has already broken once because of this same mindset that we are the state and we know everything and everyone else is a problem. This is why Imran Khan's question remains the elephant in the room. They can deny PTI as a political party, but denial is not a policy. They can call it as a cult, but then why? Then they should explain why people like Shamood Qureshi, Yasmin Rashid, and the others are still standing in jail if this is only a cult of convenience. Altaf Hussein's cult, MQM's cult, collapsed in days when the structure was hit. This is different. Whether people like Khan or not, or whether people hate him, he represents a political reality. And if you refuse to recognize a political reality, your only remaining tool is force. But force has limits. Israel is learning this, America is learning this, Pakistan may also learn this. But sadly, we prefer learning after the damage. So the next big question, what happens? No one can give you the exact date. This is not a Netflix episode where the finale drops on Friday, but the triggers are visible. First, the Iran-American understanding or the MOU. Second, the inflation and the budget pressure. Third, the blame game between the political parties. Fourth, the fake morale boost after Pakistan's temporary international relevance is sold domestically as a permanent importance. Fifth, the mineral battles between America, Europe and China. Sixth, the China option, which requires stability, not just control. And the seventh, the internal reaction from the regions already pushed too far. GB, AJK, Sindh, Baltistan. The system thinks after the Iran settlement, it will get morale boost. Maybe they think that the world will be too busy to look towards them. Maybe they think that America will still need them through minerals and everything. Maybe they think that China will support the same old security model. Maybe they think the provinces can be squeezed. Karachi can be experimented. KP can be, PTI can be broken. GB can be managed. Azad Jammu Kashmir can be silenced. And Khan can be ignored. They are wrong. Because stability can only come in two ways. Either a serious deal with Khan, which requires accepting the political reality and stepping back, or stepping back without a deal, which requires a wisdom. But the current attitude shows neither. So the short-term answer will remain force, experiments, amendments, budget tricks, provincial pressures, and propaganda. And the more they try to hold on to the old power structure, the harder it will crack. The world is changing. America is being forced to open the space for Iran because it delayed the logic for too long. Israel is facing a future where force alone cannot secure its aims. Arabs are slowly sliding away from the old American umbrella. China is entering the Pakistan security environment because minerals, roots, Afghanistan and India all connect together. Russia is keeping the options open for Pakistan. Iran is extracting space as much as they can. Netanyahu is becoming the problem even for the people who once protected him. And Pakistan has the opportunity. That is the painful part. Pakistan actually has a geography, minerals, roots, relevance, population, military weight, and regional importance. But every opportunity is in Pakistan's first has to pass through the stomach of a power structure. And by the time it comes out of it, it is no longer an opportunity, it is another experiment. And that is the tragedy. The world is moving into a new order. We are still trying to preserve the old arrangement. And the people who should be preparing for Pakistan for the future are busy calculating how much more of Pakistan they need to control to survive the present catastrophe.